Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a football fan, today's video is gonna be a treat because we're diving into an interesting and intense conversation about a record that stood for 40 years. That's right, we're talking about the legendary Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record, and whether Saquon Barkley, who's been lighting up the field for the Philadelphia Eagles, has what it takes to break it. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss any of the latest NFL news, hot takes, or analysis. Alright, let's jump in. For those who don't know, Eric Dickerson set the single-season rushing record back in 1984 with a mind-blowing 2.105 yards as a member of the Los Angeles Rams. And now, 40 years later, Saquon Barkley, at 27 years old, is charging towards it, sitting just 268 yards away from breaking that record with only 2 games left in the season. Barkley's not only aiming for Dickerson's record, though, he's also eyeing the prestigious 2.000-yard club, something only a handful of players have ever accomplished. So, what does Eric Dickerson think about the possibility of Barkley breaking his record? Well, let's just say, it's a mix of respect, competition, and a little bit of playful reluctance. Dickerson said, "I don't think he'll break it. But if he does, he does." He was pretty clear that he doesn't want his record to be broken. But hey, if Barkley manages to do it, it's all part of the game. But here's the kicker. Dickerson's not bothered by the fact that Barkley has 17 games to do it while he only had 16. He's actually a fan of O.J. Simpson, who set his 2.000-yard record in just 14 games back in 1973. Dickerson points out that getting to 2.000 yards is already a massive accomplishment, regardless of how many games you get. Now, when asked about Barkley as a player, Dickerson was all praise. He likes him, but of course, Dickerson is a fan of bigger backs. And while Barkley isn't quite in his physical mold, Dickerson respects his toughness, elusiveness, and versatility. He also made a pretty interesting point. He always felt Barkley's true potential wasn't fully realized when he was with the New York Giants. You can take Emmitt Smith and put him in Cleveland, and he'd have never been Emmitt Smith. Dickerson says, in other words, location and supporting talent are huge factors in a player's success. No matter how great you are, if you don't have a solid team in front of you, it's going to be tough. And speaking of teammates, Dickerson knows exactly how important his offensive line was to his own success. He couldn't stop laughing about Brock Purdy buying his offensive line brand new Tundras, and even jokingly shared that back in the day. With his $175 salary, he could have maybe afforded 2 Tundras, and then he'd be broke. But